Hello, Tennis Anyone coaches. Let's chat about working with challenging students. Let's face it, not every student out on the court wants to be the teacher's pet. It is crucial to have a bag of tools to reach into in order to help manage unruly, challenging students. I've seen over the years coaches that had a passion for tennis lose that passion because they didn't have the skill set to manage and work with students that were difficult. We're going to break this into a couple part series because I want to make sure that we don't take too much time in any one video. So right off the bat, let's say I get to the courts and I notice that I've got a group of kids and there's a lot of excess energy. And I see that that energy is moving in the wrong direction. One of the things I'll do is I will run the kids. Now I know what you're thinking, oh great, yeah, that's great, let's run them. Negative reinforcement. I'm not talking about negative reinforcement, I'm just talking about getting the energy out. So if the kids have a ton of energy, I'll say, okay, everybody on their toes, hit one shot, head over to the cone, do 10 jumping jacks, or hit one shot, back in line, on your toes, everybody moving. Or I might say hit one shot and take a lap around the court. Again, not negative reinforcement with the running, but let's get the energy out sort of thing. I don't need to tell them what I'm doing. I just know that I've got to get the energy out if I'm going to be able to manage this class on this specific day. Now, on the other hand, let's say that I'm working with a group of kids and I've got maybe one student that is really challenging. I want to figure out what category this student falls into. Are they challenging and just not that interested in tennis? Or are they challenging and disruptive to the class? If they're not that interested in tennis, I just will put all of my focus, or 95% of my focus, on the 7 kids that are interested in being there. And the one student, I'll encourage them with the hope that they will, at some point, turn things around and get on board and really want to be there. Now, on the other hand, if I've got a challenging student that is disruptive to the class, I've got to manage that. So here are a few tools to use. Number one, you can use negative reinforcement. And let's just call this student Jimmy. Jimmy, all right, you're talking when I'm talking, and I'm giving you a warning right now, but the next time I'm going to have you run a lap. All right, now I'm using running as a negative reinforcement. And that's completely fine to do as long as you don't lock horns with the student and have them do 30 laps, which would be obviously way too much. In fact, you always want to keep your cool as the coach. The moment you lose your cool and you lock horns with the student, you've already lost. So keep your cool, and that keeps you in the correct place that you need to be to problem solve. All right, so here's the other thing you can do. Let's say that Jimmy is someone he's the class clown. He tries to get under your skin, and then he does, and then his payoff is that all the kids laugh and they think Jimmy's just so funny. Well, here's what I can do. I can bring the kids in and I can say, kids, we're a team out here. So if anybody is breaking the rules, then we're all gonna run as a team. That's another tool that you can use. Now, if you're gonna use that tool, you better have really good rapport with the kids, meaning this, they better know that your heart is in it for them and you want the best for them. Otherwise, it's gonna feel like, well, why am I having to run when Jimmy is the one who is breaking the rules? So again, if you're going to go with that strategy, then you have to package that up in, we're a team out here, we celebrate as a team, and if we are off as a team, then everybody runs. Then what starts to happen is the other kids start to say, hey Jimmy, can you please just kind of keep things in check a little bit? So that's your second tool. Another tool is this. Did you know that the best way to get somebody to like you is not to do something for them, but it's to get them to do something for you. It can be something even real small. Hey Jimmy, can you bring the cones over? Hey Jimmy, I'm gonna have you set up the basket right over here. So now you've got Jimmy helping you. That is a fantastic tool. It's the best way to get somebody to actually like you. That is your next tool. So we've got a handful of tools so far, and we're going to be talking about a few more tools, but I want to cut this video short right now, give you a breather, and we'll come back with video number 2. All right, guys, keep up the great work.